The second line started around the time of 1703 during the Mardi Gras, whereas they brought slaves over. You know, and celebration of us was a celebration of freedom. You know, you rejoice. If you was in the fields working hard every day, you had time before the sun went down to rejoice. And by rejoicing, they'd get their little umbrellas. It wasn't pretty like this. Their little umbrellas, the cloth be missing, they just have the spokes, and they'd be kicking down, celebrating what they'd done for that day, how much crops they grew to feed their children on that plantation. When time of freedom came, it's when the second liners, the slaves, was really released from all the hurt, the turmoil, and the bitterness that was brought up on us. We've been second lining ever since.
This is really a privilege, and I live in San Jose now, and we drove here to be in this event today.
And I love this. This is I feel at home.
I've heard some great music today, and some great singing today on these stages, which I think is fantastic that we are not in Louisiana to really, in New Orleans to really do the New Orleans style, but it's great that we are here in LA doing LA style. Precious Lord, take my hand, lead me on, let me stand. Lord, when I'm tired. So a lot of young kids, you know, sitting in the audience today, and the music that they heard today, they just loved it, you know, and it's the kind of music that they really want to hear if it is presented to them.
People town, oh, mule kicking around in my soul, now that fever. Oh, mama, buddy, get it old king, stop that wave from shaking that thing, mama, buddy.
It's just like a pot of gumbo. We all in the same pot, and if you stir it right and put that filet on there, you're gonna come out shining.
I was 4 years old when I moved here, and I was raised here in California. This is my grandmother and my mom's recipe, and mine.
The longer it boils, the thicker it gets. The thicker it gets, the better it is, actually.
That's about it. Fresh seasonings, sausages, chicken, seafood, and I'm gonna make a roux to go in it also.
The foundation is surely in Louisiana, and the roots are there.
but there's an interpretation. We don't eat things that's quite as spicy and quite as salty here in California as they do in Louisiana, so it tends to be toned down a little bit. If you remember, gumbo evolved from what was ready and what was at hand. You open the refrigerator, you found a little chicken, you found a little duck, you found a little sausage, you found a little rice, little tomatoes, threw it together in the pot, let it simmer, thus your voila, gumbo. Little okra, little filet, there you are.
Oh, if I was cooking at home, it would probably take me about 4 hours to do everything.
These are homemade New Orleans pecan patties.
Fried alligator.
Fried alligator. It's delicious.
Darling, I'm sorry.
No.
Would you like some? Because it's delicious. The most famous ones, like who that?
LALA, hey shat, hey babe. I mean, words like that. It's just a whole different style of talk.
Okay, this is my armband. It represents freedom to me. It also represents to keep me in line, in order with myself. It's like a tie. These are my gloves here, sign of purity, where everything I touch is clean. Nothing that I deal with is dirty. All the hate, the bitterness, all the filth, the dirtiness is left behind me. All the new is in front of me. This here is my coat of arms, which you can see is pretty. Oh, took me 6 months. See, this is my parasol. And it got over, this is the main bulk of it, it got over 10,000 sequins. One by one was sewn in unity. This is my basket, the sign of softness, gentleness.
Formally, the Grand Marshal leads the funeral procession or the parade, whatever the case may be. It stems from the funerals and the festival of death and the transition of moving to the next stage of life. Being a Grand Marshal was passed on by my father to me. The Grand Marshal is the leader, the pace setter, the man who creates the reverence of the occasion and leads the second liners.
And every time my second line, it's a drum like is beating off into my head. Rejoice, rejoice, you know. So that's why we be saying, laissez-les bon temps rouler. Let the good times roll. And they're rolling good today, yeah.